Most businesses fail within the first 2 years. The reason being is they don't know what they're doing, they don't know the fundamentals or the market or anything. So I've built 2 property investment companies the past 5 years, and I'm going to show you how many times I've been knocked down, how many times that I've nearly fallen out, and what you can learn from it. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 key factors that will keep you in business, keep you running, keep you profitable, and keep things flowing. Let's get into it. So point number 1 is cash flow is king. You hear a lot of entrepreneurs on social media and everything talk about cash flow. The reality is cash flow truly is king, but not cash flow for revenue, cash flow for true net cash flow, net profit. What is your actual net profit in the business every month, every annum, after all other costs? Because you can have your accountant tell you great revenue costs or great revenue totals in terms of what the company's making, but take off all your expenses. What is your net profit every month will truly show your health and cash flow and survivability of said business. For example, at Easy Estates, in the first 1 to 2 years, we were making projects happen, we were working with clients, we had the build team flowing, we had projects underway to build said property portfolios, but in reality, our costs were so high to actually make the projects happen. The net profit on the back end, after paying for staff, paying for the team, paying for admin work, the net profit wasn't there. So from our side, big learning curve in the early doors to make sure your net profit's there, to make sure you actually have profit that's net after all costs on the back end. So my advice would be, when you're first starting off, keep things laborious yourself, i.e. do the work, kind of make sure you're doing the sales stuff yourself, get the income coming in to make sure you can actually build upon that and have a pot there. Then bank at least 3 to 6 months worth of cash flow reserves at all standpoints, because markets can change, fluctuations of profits can change. So long as you have a bank of profit of at least 3 to 6 months, you have some safeguard in case the market changes. So protect yourself financially and make sure your profits are actually true. Lesson number 2 is your network is truly your net worth, and I cannot emphasize this enough. With property, it's about people. Whether it's your tenant, whether it's your build team, whether it's your solicitors, your brokers, property is truly about people. This goes for any business, by the way, but I relate directly to it with property, because in reality, if you've got the right solicitors, the right brokers, the right build team, it can truly make or break the service that you provide to your clients, to your investors. And again, this relates to any business whatsoever, because the network that you have around you, the team you have around you, this goes as much for your own team as it does the teams you work with, as subcontractors, whatever. You have to have the right network around you to be able to build. One of the best things that I've ever done in my lifetime throughout business is have a win-win mindset. If the build team is winning, growing, we're winning and growing. If the solicitor's winning and growing, we're winning and growing. It's having a win-win mindset, because people gravitate towards that. People want to win and grow, and when they see a community of people growing together, it's invaluable. So some of the best relationships I've had are people who have the same values and mentality, who want to grow in the long term, and that creates win-wins for you, and everybody wins. Lesson number 3 is hire slowly, fire quickly, and hire for attitude first. Now, I've made this mistake so many times, and being a people pleaser, I have made this mistake so many times it's been painful. But the reality is you have to hire on attitude first as much as values, because performance and work ethic come in later on. Value, one of my best mentors ever taught me, it's really about having values and work ethic at the beginning, mainly about values, to make sure that everything's aligned afterwards, because after 3 months of being with you, the honeymoon phase for a team member is over, and therefore their true character, their true characteristics and their personality comes out. And one of the biggest fundamentals I can give you guys, when things go wrong, people's true character comes out. i.e. if you've got a team member that is, very friendly and everything, when things are not going good, when they're stressed, when overwhelmed, how people react to bad news is everything. Their reaction to having bad news come through is the pinnacle of their personality. This comes from team members, build teams, solicitors, brokers, any human being. When things are going wrong, how do they react? Are they proactive? Are they positive? Are they solution oriented? Do they start blaming other people? Do they start taking accountability for themselves, for what they've done? So there's certain human characteristics that only come out when things go wrong, and that is who the person truly is. I can promise you that. It's painful to see, and we've hired the wrong people in the past because of this, and they've had a bad reaction to a situation. It's genuinely more about the person's reaction than is the situation itself. A situation can happen. There can be a situation of level 10, a situation of level 2 in terms of severity. How the person reacts to that is everything, and it shows you their true character, and then you can make a judgment call if that aligns with your company values, and that is the best way to get a good depiction of it We've had people who are great performers but have bad attitudes. We've had super talented people who have bad attitudes, and it doesn't align because that feeds into the team, into the morale, into the work ethic for the people, and it doesn't align. So make sure you've got the right people with the same values and work ethic on top before you talk about performance and, you know, their talent and all this kind of stuff, because a lot of this stuff within business is processes and systems, and that can be taught. Talent helps, but that can be taught. It's about values first. That's number one. Part 4 on this, I feel, is quite brutal, but this is the reality. You will feel like quitting. You will feel like quitting numerous times, numerous occasions. It can be 11 p.m. on a Saturday night, or it can be 4 in the morning on a Monday morning. The reason I reference timeframes is you could be sit there having no sleep, stressed, overwhelmed. You've built your team, you've been in the process, you've kind of grown this thing, and all you can think about is the fact that you haven't slept for like 3 days straight, and you're not eating properly, you're not exercising, you've got problem. The reality of business is you are a problem solver. You are gonna be fed the grunt of the problems. You're not there to be, oh, everything's great all the time. Like, you are there to problem solve 99% of the time. That's the reality of business. And it means that if your capacity to not deal with the situations isn't sufficient, if your capacity to not handle that stress and that pressure, you're not made for it. And I didn't think I was for a long time. It's truly how you react to bad situations, like I said before, in terms of showing your capacity to deal with them, will dictate and show you, I believe, if you're made for this or not. When you're really in the trenches, when you've got team issues, when you've got builder issues, when you got, again, this is relating to property, but in terms of business, if you've got process issues, if you've got team issues, if you've got contractor issues, if you've got things going wrong, your capacity to deal with those issues effectively, efficiently, in a solution-oriented manner will dictate your capacity to deal with business in general. I truly believe that, and the more that I've done this, I'm still quite young with this. I mean, I look 12 years old, but I'm still very new to the property game and business in general. Like, I've only done it for about 5 to 7 years, and from business, that's fairly new. But the point being is, even in my time and experience, that is absolutely paramount. Absolutely paramount. How you deal with the situation shows your capacity to deal with things in the future, because as you grow, again, a previous mentor of mine spoke this clearly, explained this very well to me, as you grow, your problems will only get worse and increase, and it's your capacity to deal with them will dictate how far you go. Simple as that. If your capacity to deal with your current situations or problems is not sufficient, you're not made for it. If you can continue to have the capacity to deal with things on an ongoing basis, to be able to have the capacity to deal with things, to look after yourself along the way, to be able to deal with things better, that will allow you, that will almost give you the confidence in a way that can strive to grow for more. And without you actually seeing that, when you're sitting there wanting to quit every day, but you keep pushing, that's the grit you need. And it can take years. I mean, I'm a big Hormozi fan, Alex Hormozi, and whenever I watch him, it's a genuine case of like, you could do this for a whole decade, see no results, and then on the 11th year, you blossom. Because it's all about improving this to then feed into the team, into the work ethic, being positive, solution orientated, and what's your capacity to deal with it is up to you. Number 5 is a big one. Build systems early before you think you need them. The reason being is that until you actually have people you're trying to employ, and you realize you have no process, no system, no actual operational value, nothing to apply them to give them KPIs and track their performance, you realize you have no process and no systems. And then you realize, okay, well, I don't know my own process and systems. So the true goal is to be able to apply yourself day in, day out on scale to learn exactly what works. Quickly document it. Document what you're doing. Get it written down. Put it in a 15-minute segment of what you do every single 15 minutes. So it's very clear what the process and system is to be able to execute at the level that you do, to get the results that you get, to make sure that you can outsource to someone else to come in and take place on you. Because without the process and systems, you have no business. If you cannot look back in 3 to 5 years and step back and let someone else completely take over from you with their process and system that is improving daily, you don't have a business, you're self-employed. Big difference. If you're self-employed, you run your own business on yourself and you're grinding, you're grafting, you can never really grow to a degree because you're stuck in there. You've got key man risk. But if you are having a process, having a system that has an outcome of someone else coming in to achieve the same results that you would if you were doing it, or better, even better, to be better, that's the best thing in the world. And that is truly growing a business. It's really finding what systems work, documenting it to then label out what they are clearly and concisely, to see what the metrics are to kind of improve upon daily, and have someone else do those to take on that. That's building a business. So document early, record your processes early. This is something I've been personally very good at, is getting things wrong, which is a good thing. because I've got a lot of things wrong in terms of the process systems and everything to be able to outsource them, so that when someone else comes in, you realize how bad the process is, but they still have something to connect to relate to, so you can together improve it, and then they just feed into it and accept it and make it their own, and they put their personality on it, because your approach might be slightly different to theirs, but people will blend, as long as they have the good attitude and work ethic, will blend that model to their personality, because they want to grow, they want to prosper. People love the ambitions and growth of companies, and they will make their process applicable to your goals and your vision, so that they can provide the value to fulfill what they want to do. People want to grow, people want to learn, people want to adapt and overcome as well. So document early, get your process systems in place, and really help guide the people, because then once you have the processes, you know what KPIs to hit, you know, metrics to hit. Otherwise, when people have no tracking as to kind of what the actual process is and where they're trying to get to, you're blind. And without tracking and processing systems, you don't really have a business. You're just a bunch of people doing stuff and hoping it works off. Not good. So there you have it. Cash flow, outsourcing, build teams, network, everything. What I can promise you guys, if I'd have known this 3 years ago, 5 years ago, then I guarantee East Estates and my other businesses would have been way ahead of where they are now. But that's the value of providing value, right? So hope this helps somebody. If it did, drop a comment in. What I'd love to hear from you guys is any struggles and problems you're facing on a day-to-day basis. If you're new, if you're experienced, whether it's property, whether it's business, whatever, drop in the comments. Let's have a chat. Let's really find ways to help everyone and go from there. And the beautiful thing is, when we got context of what other issues there are, we can make content that relates to that. So if you got any recommendations that you guys have, we can actually make that cater to you in terms of what content to do relating to your needs and etc. You get the point. So subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing videos like this every single week. So if you want to see valuable content that literally breaks down the business, the issues, the problems, the wins, the successes, the growth. I mean, the growth is everything. Like, we are skating so hard right now. I think we've almost quadrupled our business in the past 12 months. So it's really, a lot of these are fast lessons that we've learned for application. So via sitting down, talk to the team, talk to the business, and really our CFO guy, our numbers guy, like getting to understand the true metrics of business and how this applies, you realize that most businesses are the same. You have a product, you have marketing, you have sales, and then you have the operations in between. And it's really about all growing together, learning and adapting and seeing how markets change. So I hope this helped you guys. Subscribe, comment, and like if it helped you at all. Let's speak on the next one, and see you guys next week.